Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 3 of Royal Clan in ClanGen. When we left off, we had a very cozy vibe in the Royal Grotto, the apprentices evaluated their skills and their rankings shifted, indicating that some young cats have been putting in more effort than others. It is now Moon 163, in the second turn of Leaffall. Let's see what happens next. Let's dive straight into our main events, and it seems as though we have a few things to look out for this time around. Royal Clan doesn't have enough prey for the next moon, which means we are going to be focusing on hunting in our patrols. Freezefur travels to Storm Clan to resolve some recent herb gathering disputes. Midnight was seen chasing a kitty pat off of the territory. The clan has encountered Marshmallow, so we are going to interpret that as another cat having joined Servant Clan. Scorch Hollow is caught outside of the clan's territory, and then his tail is badly injured by a falling tree. Oh, Scorch Hollow, what were you doing outside of the territory? On your own as well, and now you have this mangled tail, which I'm worried about because mangled tails can result in death. Rumors reach your clan that the exiled Wolverine Talon has died recently, so one of our servant cats have passed away. Okay, over in the medicine cat den, Scorch Hollow has his mangled tail, which is very unfortunate. I don't know why he was prancing around outside the clan territory, but, well, now everyone knows because he came back with a tail that's been utterly destroyed. Hopefully Ghostfella is going to be able to fix it up and help him recover, because he can die from this. We have no one out of the den or with anything minor to worry about. In our log, oh look, Marigold was used to stop blood loss with Scorch Hollow, and then Ghostfella could not find any herbs this moon. Let's move on to our relationship events. Shining Stripe can't imagine his life if he never met Freezefur. The clan likes one of Burnpaw's suggestions, but it was just Shining Stripes reworded. Lotus Gaze tells Flarefreckle that her pelt is shiny today. Flarefreckle woke a bunch of cats up for morning stretches. Flarefreckle didn't expect an apology from Bonepaw, but accepted it regardless. That's her great niece, if I'm not mistaken. Cinnamon Tail is always talking about how much he dislikes Inkfeather. Inkfeather and Fiercetooth take turns in a small patch of sunlight. Foxclaw does something brave with Inkfeather's support. When they return from a patrol, Foxclaw and Hazelpaw seem more at peace with each other than usual. Inkfeather keeps asking Ghostfeather if he trusts her. I mean, these two are mother and son. Ghostfeather threatens Fiercetooth with exile. Ghostfeather! Why don't you like Fiercetooth? I don't know. That is so fascinating. Freezefur has had a great time hanging out with Fiercetooth lately. Freezefur tries to comfort Lotus Gaze, but Lotus Gaze shoves him away. Okay, that's not that great. Well, didn't Lotus Gaze have a crush on Cinnamon Tail quite a few moons ago? But Cinnamon Tail, like, multiple times rejected Lotus Gaze, I think twice, because obviously he was already involved with Freezefur, and happily so. Freezefur, it seems as though, has been trying to be kind to Lotus Gaze, but Lotus Gaze doesn't really like his kindness. Okay. Queen Rainstar sees that Flarefreckle help a clanmate get unstuck from some brambles. And I keep forgetting, but Flarefreckle is actually Rainstar's second mate. She's like part of the queen's harem. So I keep forgetting. But Shining Stripe and Flarefreckle, they're siblings. Shining Stripe was originally the one mated to Queen Rainstar, and then later on Queen Rainstar started having feelings for Flarefreckle, and then she spoke to Shining Stripe and then asked him if he was okay with including, his sister in Rainstar's harem. So I keep forgetting about it, but Flarefreckle, she's not alone. Like, she's not a single cat. She is with Queen Rainstar. But I feel like Rainstar still gives a lot of preference to Shining Stripe. Maybe we should check that. I don't know. Queen Rainstar got a bunch of cats up for morning stretches. Bonepaw says something that goes against Queen Rainstar's morals. Oh, that's not good. I mean, up until this point, these two have had a really good mentor-apprentice relationship, but it seems as though Bonepaw has a lot to learn still. Ghostfella doesn't bother to correct the blatantly wrong thing Cinnamon Tail said. Cinnamon Tail loses in a race against Bonepaw and acts bitterly about it. Midnight respects Fierce Tooth's opinion despite disagreeing with it. Fierce Tooth, Scorch Hollow, and Lotus Gaze had a nice talk while eating. The clan notices Fierce Tooth and Hazelpaw share patrols more often. Midnight asks Cinnamon Tail to look at a little cut on her leg. Midnight is really surprised that Hazelpaw's life isn't as easy as she thought it was. Lotus Gaze and Foxclaw are assigned to the same task. Lotus Gaze noticed that Bonepaw had a sour expression while looking at a clanmate in the distance. Lotus Gaze and Cinnamon Tail talked about the idea of their ideal mates and noticed each other having a few of those qualities. I just spoke about how Cinnamon Tail has rejected Lotus Gaze twice in the past, and Lotus Gaze does not get along well with Cinnamon Tail's mate Freeze Fur. So it's very interesting that with that kind of as water under the bridge, they're now talking about just ideal mates and are noticing that they have each other's qualities, the qualities that they like. I suppose sometimes it is easier to talk about these kind of things when you're not afraid of being misunderstood by the other person. Fascinating. Scorch Hollow and Freeze Fur are chatting about what they're doing today. Scorch Hollow realizes that a strange smell in camp is coming from Burnpaw. Midnight accidentally gave Burnpaw a piece of fresh kill she didn't like. Hazelpaw doubts whether Shining Stripe even likes her at all. Oh, I'm sure your grandfather likes her, but your grandfather likes you, but no. Bonepaw and Hazelpaw exchange stories about their mentors. Oh, that's so adorable. Because Hazelpaw and Bonepaw are Bonepaw's the least talented, Hazelpaw's a mid-talent apprentice in their batch. But Bonepaw's been working really hard, and in the last episode, she actually overtook their older sister, Burnpaw, who is the most talented. Hazelpaw is now at the bottom. Maybe Bonepaw is encouraging Hazelpaw and saying, oh, it's okay. I was in your position at some point, and, I was able to get out of it, so I'm sure you'll be as well. And exchanging stories about how their mentors do things differently, because Bonepaw is being trained by a family member, by her own grandmother, whereas Hazelpaw is being trained by Cinnamon Tail, who is the Cinnamon Prince. So I suppose they all have different kind of advantages. Now on to the cat list. I'm excited to see how rankings might have changed. So let's take a look. Bonepaw is still kind of in the lead with 35 experience. Burnpaw is 24 and Hazelpaw is 24. Okay, look at that! Hazelpaw has managed to work well enough that she's now tied with Burnpaw. But Bonepaw, I'm happy because Bonepaw's my favorite kitten from the batch, but the fact that she's doing so good, she's pretty much leaving her siblings in the dust. Are they even going to be able to catch up with at this point? I don't know, but I love it. It's because she's the underdog, She was the least experienced, she was the least talented, and she managed to rise through the ranks. That makes me really, really happy. But let's see what everyone's doing. Queen Rainstar is on a walk out in the territory. Foxclaw is thinking about his life choices. Ghostfeather decides to try a new herb as treatment for an injury. Yeah, he's probably trying to be really creative given that Scorch Hollow has that mangled tail. Freeze Fur just can't find anything appetizing on the fresh kill pile. Cinnamon Tail is wondering just how good at swimming he really is. Fierce Tooth is crushing leaves under her paws. Scorch Hollow catches extra prey for Leaf Bear. Lotus Gaze has the apprentices very engaged in a very, very tall tale. Bonepaw catches extra prey for Leaf Bear. Aww, so Scorch Hollow and Bonepaw were hanging out together. I suppose Scorch Hollow, even though he's in the medicine cat den, was trying to catch small prey that was happening across the medicine cat den with his mangled tail, and Bonepaw probably noticed that he was struggling a little bit, so she went by to help out. She's been really exceptional as an apprentice. I love that. And she's really quick-witted, so I feel like she would notice these kind of things. Burnpaw daydreams about being a warrior in Lion Clan. Hazelpaw has been training very hard recently. We see it, Hazelpaw. We see it because you managed to catch up to your sister. And then Midnight had a nice chat with a kitty pet. Inkfeather helped to gather herbs all day. Shining Stripe is talking to himself. And Fluffreckle is asking apprentices to help check her for ticks. Okay, we're going to go over to our matchmaker Freeze Fur. And I actually wanted to check who Rainstar favors in her harem. I thought it was Shining Stripe, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, she and Shining Stripe are like absolutely maxed out in their relationship with each other. And she and Flare Freckle are not. Okay, so yeah, she definitely, I mean, Flare Freckle has a lot of love for Rainstar. Rainstar loves her as well, but it's nowhere near the kind of relationship that she has with Shining Stripe. So she definitely favors him. Interesting. But Ghostfeather, Midnight, let's get you guys going. And look, romance respect has increased, jealousy and dislike have decreased. So yeah, we were saying in the last episode how Ghostfeather was feeling uncharacteristically shy about his feelings because he recently became aware of the depth of them. But now he's back to his kind of bold self, and he's more comfortable, you know, flirting with Midnight, and I think Midnight really, really loves it. I mean, she came into the clan singling out Ghostfeather, knowing she was coming in to be his mate, and she's been trying her best to please him this whole time, and now he is less reserved and he's opened his heart up. So this is very, very nice to see. And it seems as though that's all we have for the cat list. Now on to patrols. We currently have 32.2 prey and we need 32.5, so we are going to be focusing on hunting. Let's send out our royal physician to see what he gets up to. Ghostfeather notices that the moss in the medicine cat den is getting old. He needs to go and gather some more. Proceed. Mouse dung. When Ghostfeather gets to the best moss gathering spot, he finds that some animal has dug up most of the moss. He'll have to leave the rest to repopulate before gathering from the spot again. Okay, and let's see what the mentors decide in terms of the distribution for the patrols. We're gonna have a patrol of 6 and a patrol of 2. Okay, so this time around it seems as though Queen Rainstar and Foxclaw have decided that all the apprentices are gonna be under the supervision of Cinnamontail. So yeah, Hazelpaw is sticking close to his mentor, but Bonepaw and Burnpaw are also going to be under Cinnamontail's jurisdiction. And these two are going to go on a hunting patrol on their own. Maybe they feel a sense of responsibility, you know, in case one patrol doesn't succeed in a hunt, they have to carry the weight of that, or try and get some food for everyone. So we also have Lotus Gaze and Fierce Tooth in this patrol. Hunting patrol, let's see what they get up to. There's a spring in their steps as the cats head out. Today looks like a good day for hunting. Proceed. The conditions don't disappoint. It's going to be tough carrying all their fresh kill home, but that's the kind of problem the cats are happy to have. A huge amount of prey is brought to camp, so that was a very successful time out, and oh my goodness, we have 109 prey. And then we're going to have Foxclaw and Queen Rainstar going out. They're also going to do a hunting patrol. So let's take a look. The patrol comes across a vole nibbling at a seed. Proceed. Foxclaw drops into a crouch and begins to stalk forward. He's preparing to pounce when his paw lightly brushes a twig and the vole immediately takes off. He gives chase, but the critter disappears into a burrow. Mouse dung. A very small amount of prey is brought to camp, but that's okay because their apprentices did really, really well. Now we have 113 prey, so we are going to be set for food for the next couple of moons. And that is all we have for this episode. The clan was a little low on food, but between the two hunting parties, they were able to gather a huge haul of prey for all the royal cats. And then unfortunately, Scorch Hollow did have a tree fall on his tail, and he is now carrying with himself that mangled tail. But with that said and done, I'm going to leave off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.